Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Paint and Talk. Tonight, it is just the three. Sean he not be. I think he's doing chores. He's got chores, or he's mad at me. But either way, he's not here. So it is just Big Aaron, Little Aaron, and Josh. And Josh is barely here because he's playing a video game.
That's not true.
Again.
What video game are you playing, Josh?
I am playing PoE, Path of Exile.
He's not even playing Magic Arena with the new Magic set. What is wrong with him? Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much. Remember, if you want to win the Indominus box, all you got to do is subscribe to our channel. Help us get to 8,000 subscribers, and then we will be giving it away. We are so close. We are less than 90 subscribers away, which is so very, very exciting. In front of me, I have my tank. And if things go as well as they went on Wednesday, then this is going to be the worst magnetizing job I've ever done anything in my life.
Nice.
So hopefully it won't
How many times do you think you made a mistake on the tank on Wednesday?
I mean,
I want to say it was like a dozen.
I can see two in front of me.
See two.
A lot. I mean, I don't know if they were mistakes as much as mess ups. Learning experiences. So if you're not subscribed, go ahead and please do. Zydan, hey, you are always first. Welcome. Hello. We have a very special I should be painting today. It's a little bit different format. I actually took a commenter's question and turned it into an entire episode of I should be painting. So that was a little bit different. And his question was, how do I transport metal miniatures? And so I went over everything that I know about transporting miniatures, and I will tell you that half of what I know is stolen from Josh's mind. So
This is true.
Aaron, you might do some airbrushing. We will mute you later on if that happens. Right now you're doing some assembly. Again,
I'm going to do some assembly.
You're doing assembly. I will very quickly go over some of the topics that we are going to be talking about tonight without opening my work email. So we have some kerfuffles on the Twitter regarding BattleScribe that we're going to go into, which is pretty funny.
BattleScribe.
I have an update on the Let Her Rip Ripper Jackson model, which some of you might be interested to know. That's changed since Wednesday, or at least changed since what I said on Wednesday. I don't know if they actually changed it or if I just didn't understand. Aaron and myself and maybe Josh, I don't know if he read the article, we're going to go over last Sunday's preview. And then we're going to go over this Sunday's upcoming preview. And then Big Aaron, is going to give us a review of his fresh new fat mat to the new Games Workshop table size.
The fattest of mats.
It is a fat mat.
It is a fat mat. So how has everybody been this week?
Good. Except for I got stung by a bee.
I heard that you got stung by a bee.
Yeah.
My wife made me get stung by a bee.
Your wife?
Oh, blame it on the wife, huh?
Wow.
I think you blame it on the bee. I don't think unless your wife has like a bumblebee stinger.
His wife is Seinfeld in the Bee Movie.
What? That's so bizarre. I love it.
Okay, sure.
Just FYI, guys, when we started the stream, I was level 10. So
okay, so the new season of Dota just released. Is that what you're saying?
Dota.
Dota?
I'm just kidding. Path to Exile.
Yes.
And you are trying to power level or something over the course of the stream.
Yeah, I'm gonna see how some speed level in here. I'm gonna do a bad job of it, so don't expect much.
Okay. So you were too addicted to wait for the start of the stream, so you're starting at level 10.
That's right. It sounds like it's bad.
Don't worry, even if your wife stung you with a bee, it doesn't change the fact that in 1998, The Undertaker threw mankind off of hell into a cell onto the Spanish announcer's table. Welcome, welcome, welcome. What do you got? Airbrush noise equals I murder you. Zydan, that's very. No, I'm just kidding. If you have an NVIDIA GPU, even without RTX, with a changed setup of config files, you can use RTX voice to filter out background noise. It's surprisingly effective.
What?
So apparently, Zydan, you are now our official IT.
Hey.
What? What's wrong?
I mean, no good. Yeah, you can be the IT. I'm done with that.
I'm done.
All right. 152. Okay, can I just do some complaining really quick?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Sure.
Awesome. Here we go. I'm going to complain right off the bat about dumb GW books. You guys can't see this. Like construction books and instructions. Okay. You can't see this, Josh and Aaron. But we are on this step right here, right? And we are putting these bolters into their little housing. And there's 2 bolters, and each bolter has a little piece that goes on it, and it requires piece 149, 150, 151, and 152. Why would they start with 152 and end with 149 and not just go in order 49, 50, 51, 52? Like, why do they have to mix up the numbers in
make you ask questions?
Just to keep you on your toes.
I'm just gonna complain about it.
If they mix it up, you don't really know how many steps it's taking you to get there. So at the end, you see like, all right, and now put piece 137 in place. You're gonna like flip to the end, be like, oh my god, there's 137 steps.
But I mean, these 4 numbers all go together. They're just like, it would be much easier for me to remember, hey, go to the sprue and look for 149 to 152, as opposed to having to check back and forth. You know what I mean? You don't.
I hear you.
You don't.
No, I do.
You don't.
I do.
You don't care.
Oh my god.
You don't care about my numbers.
No, I don't really care, but I do get it.
So, what do we want to jump into first?
Hey, can we jump into maybe something slightly controversial first?
Yes,
it wasn't part of the agenda, but it popped into my mind. You guys are familiar with AK Interactive?
No.
No? Okay, so AK Interactive is one of those companies that makes all sorts of miniature supply stuff, a whole bunch of like stuff for making dioramas. I recently had just made a purchase and ordered there from Spain. So you can get your little static grass, bunch of types of glues, different varnishes. I think they have their own brush line, paint line, all that sort of stuff. Much like kind of a green stuff world, but more focused on the little scenery bits. So they've been around for a while, and again, they put out like some diorama sort of kit stuff, and they even do.
Is that the Rust company?
The what?
The one that's the people that make the good Rust?
Yeah, they make all sorts of really awesome, really great Rust effects. But this last week,
you're not talking about Secret Weapon, are you?
No, I'm not. No, AK
okay.
Interactive.
AK Interactive. Sorry.
Yeah. And so last week they put out a diorama kit that depicts certain things from the Holocaust.
Oh.
What?
Like the showers, and look like, I only briefly looked at it because it was so disgusting, but I think like the ovens and stuff like that, and they put it out with like a statement that they're like basically they're being edgelords. And
is this a Spanish company, right?
Yes.
This is not the first Spanish miniature company that's done this recently.
Really?
No. I know Scale 76 just had to drop a Kickstarter because they had special, like, basically regalia from the...
That's right. I remember that. Just recently. So you could get little accoutrement to glue onto your models, but, there were, swastikas and that's really not necessary. Like, if you really feel the need to doll up your diorama with a bunch of that.
AK Interactive, not only that, AK Interactive using Holocaust footage to promote
That's right. Yes.
Modeling supplies.
Yeah.
Whoa. Hold on, I'm on the Reddit really quick. When a hobby
So,
company tries to use the Holocaust and genocide to sell its stuff.
right. It's really disgusting. Really disgusting. And I don't think that that's cool whatsoever. I don't think those type of kits need to be done. If you feel you need to do them, go ahead. But I don't think a company needs to support. Like, how many people came to them and be like, hey, why don't you help me make a bunch of kits that depict murdering millions of people in real life?
Wow. Holy shit.
Yeah. So I'm being an advocate along with many other folks to do not purchase any AK Interactive or AK Interactive products.
Well,
They are not
um,
a good company in my eyes.
you know, I mean, we can. What's up, Patrick? How are you? Upset? right now, actually, honestly. I don't know if our viewers know this, but my father was born in Bergen-Belsen concentration camp. And my
Born
grandparents.
in a concentration camp.
Yes, that is correct. So the way that worked is the British took the concentration camp over, and they didn't know what to do with everybody, so they turned it into a refugee camp. But it was still the Bergen-Belsen camp while he was there. So he was born under British control when it was not under Nazi control. My grandparents, I believe, were in Auschwitz and were transferred to Bergen-Belsen. I'm not entirely 100% on the story, but they are Holocaust survivors. So yeah, that's crazy.
Pretty disgusting.
And it kind of reminds me of a few years ago, the kerfuffle at Adepticon that I was part of relating to a Fistful of Seamen game. Which was a historical ship game that actually produced a line of slaves as models, African American slaves.
Weren't they used partially as currency?
And then they were used as currency.
Mm-hmm.
And their claim was that it was historically accurate, which was beyond ironic because on the table that they set up in the main hall, there was a kraken. There was a kraken coming out. So
very historically accurate.
So that was very historically accurate. So yeah,
proof that there were never krakens.
Right. So yeah, these things happen, and that's upsetting. Let's go from that to a less upsetting controversy.
Okay, this is a new controversy.
Patrick, yes, we are getting close to 8,000 subs. You missed that AK Interactive produced Holocaust gas chamber miniatures. Model kits. That's what you missed there. So we will go over to Twitter, the least controversial place in the world. And we are going to fade over to a thing. Josh brought this up to me. Did I just break everything in the whole world? So here is what BattleScribe reads. So that thing about DMCA takedown was just a joke by one of the data authors, which didn't quite go over as intended facepalm. So false alarm, there has not been a DMCA strike. Everything is fine. A retweet to help spread the word would be helpful. So just so you know, a DCMA is a cease and desist order. They claimed that Games Workshop, in anticipation of their new digital rules program, sent BattleScribe a cease and desist. But it turned out to be a lie. Fake. And now they're just claiming that it's a joke, and they want their supporters to help spread the word.
That it was just a joke.
That it was just a joke.
So not much of a controversy, except that some person just posted a joke that didn't go over well. But I wonder if this now brings anything to light. You know, that's the only thing that would suck is if this brought more attention. It's not like Games Workshop doesn't know about them. Like it's super obvious, and they still do something better. If you don't, anyone watching doesn't know, BattleScribe is an app that has like points and rules for stats for a bunch of models for all sorts of tabletop games. And of course, like any 40k model, Age of Sigmar model is in there. You can build your lists, right?
It's also oftentimes preferred or required for some of the bigger tournaments.
That is true. Many tournaments have used it because you can print off your list right through the app too.
Yep.
So you can print that right off and boom, bring it to the tournament, and you got your list that you have to turn in anyways.
So yeah, I mean, a lot of the comments do say that. They're like, if this was a joke, it was a real bad idea because maybe you're gonna, we all think that this is gonna happen, and now you're gonna make it happen sooner. But I don't know. I don't think it's that funny to lie about being served legal papers.
No,
That doesn't seem very very jokey to me.
no, it does not. Doesn't feel very jokey to me either.
So
I'm very happy though that they're going to stick around.
yeah, for sure, absolutely. Again, my preference would be that Games Workshop works with them,
Right.
or buys them, or hires them, or does something with the great work that people in the community have already been doing to make sure that their program is better than or equal to what we already have. But it definitely makes that more difficult when you do jokes like that, I guess.
Jokey joke face.
What level are you, Josh?
14.
Ooh, 4 level. Is that good or is that bad? I don't know.
I don't know.
We're going to find out by the end.
That's
We're going to
right.
arbitrarily decide if it's good or bad. What's the max level in Path of X?
100.
100. And
But
in
nobody
first
really
place-
gets to 100.
Why is that? Diminishing returns or what?
No,
Just
it's
takes
just
so
that
long.
there's no point. You don't have to. You can beat the entire game by like probably level 80.
And then what do you get every time you level up then after?
I mean, you get skill points. The skill tree. You've seen it before. You know how that works.
Yeah, I'm just talking about how for the audience.
Oh, basically they have a massive skill tree that you'll continue to be able to put points in and refine.
It's like a
your character.
web, actually, kind of,
It
where
totally
you can start
is.
in one place and end up way far away. So it's just not like a vertical tree in World of Warcraft or
Right.
something like that.
And all
not
the
linear.
different classes are share that same web. They just start closer or farther away. from-
Right. It's one web. Every class uses the same, but it's just all based on where you start.
Oh, so you could power over to another side.
Be a
Yes.
necromancer barbarian-ish if you want.
Yeah, you can definitely be a necromancer barbarian. You can be the craziest stuff.
Yeah. That's one of the things that makes the game so unique and very cool.
Like right now, I'm playing a rogue that uses a bow and arrow and poisons by shooting giant seed pods into the air.
Seed pods. I love it.
Yeah.
Why seed pods?
That's
not
just
seed
what
pods?
happens. It basically It's called Toxic Rain. And it
Toxic
launches-
rain.
Like
Oh,
chocolate. I
it's
like
an
it.
old meme,
That
but
was
checks
actually
out, sir.
I like that. Oh my gosh, this build is beautiful. I just crunched her. Crunched! I love it.
Next time we do a paint and chat, Josh, you have to get it set up so people can watch you play. Because
Alright.
no one really just wants to watch your very, very tired looking face.
I'm not tired. I get to sit at an angle is all.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm sure people are really interested in looking at my forehead.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I could turn the light off and it would look great.
Aaron, wouldn't there be something? Wouldn't it be really cool if people could see what I'm doing? Because I kind of usually do the coolest stuff, right?
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely. We should get you set up for that.
All right, that sounds like a plan.
So technically, Josh is set up so that we could watch what he's doing. He could be. We figured out a way where Josh can live stream to Twitch, while I live stream to Facebook, and then on Twitch you can see the Zoom chat, and on Facebook you can see the Zoom chat, and then you could literally watch from either direction.
But can we watch from just one?
What do you mean?
Like just right here on the YouTube, so that you can see Josh here playing games.
We could eliminate. Yes, if Josh shared his screen, but it might break the setup.
I can share the screen.
We'd have to do that before.
Well, let's try to test it out later.
We'd have to do that before I launch the thing because it's gonna make OBS really mad. It's gonna make it real mad. So I'm not gonna make any mistakes today, guys. By the way,
if you don't do anything, you can't make mistakes. Let's throw that out there.
Brilliant.
So I don't even want to hear about it. I use BattleScribe, says Patrick with an exclamation point. It's super convenient and nice. Yeah, everybody does. And then Zaidan, does it even have an army composition feature yet? Does what? Does
the Games Workshop one? Probably not.
Oh, does Games Workshop have anything yet? Probably not. Which is why
But you could pay for it.
Yeah. I haven't paid for it. Have you paid for it?
No.
Okay. All right, I'm leaving this piece out. It's intentional.
I disbelieve. I choose to disbelieve.
You disbelieve that it's intentional?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I don't know. He thinks it's a mistake that I'm covering up.
So BattleScribe is not going away. Hooray. So you want to jump over to GW things?
Sure. Let's jump. Let's jippity jump. Let her rip. So I'm just going to bring this up really quick. That was a fart joke.
It was.
I really like that, buddy.
So let her rip. On Wednesday I said that, and I believe this article, which is what I was reading, said that this was going to be only available in stores. However, with COVID-19 still rearing its ugly head, though, we're aware many of you can't visit your nearest store. We've got your back. Right now, she's available via made-to-order on GamesWorkshop.com for a limited time. So they double-backed?
Yeah.
I think it was part of the intention the whole time. They wanted to try and drum up as much of business back into the stores. But I think the whole time they knew this was the ultimate plan because they're not tone deaf with what's going on in the world.
So I don't know when that article was updated. I know that I went to GW yesterday to see if any of the new Space Marine stuff was pre-orderable. Which I knew it wasn't, but I just wanted to see. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes you just want to see. And I saw that she was orderable, so I ordered her. I ordered two. I ordered one for myself and one as a channel giveaway.
Oh.
Except its expected delivery date is... Does anybody want to take a guess?
2023.
January.
March 2021.
Oh my gosh.
March?
It says, we hope to get it to you sooner, but it could be March 2021. 345. That's what I'm looking for.
It doesn't look like you can pre-order her anymore on the site.
Oh, it's gone?
I don't see it anymore. I did see it just yesterday. I was thinking about pre-ordering and I was like, and now it looks like not there.
Let's see. Available
does she have actual character rules? Have they released those?
I don't know. Yeah, it's not. It doesn't look like it's on. Hold on, I'll go to Warhammer 40K.
So weird.
No, there's no pre-orders. Selling fast? No. Okay. Okay, well, I'm sorry, everybody. I got it. Now it's just me showing up. I got it.
Fake news. You got two.
Suck it. I mean, I'm going to give one away, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, we'll see if that one gets given away.
Of course it'll get given away. Of
In
course it
exchange
will.
for some money.
In exchange for flesh and bone.
Whoa.
Oh, I don't know about that.
It's got
Unless
real
we're talking
dark.
about like, yeah. Yeah. So, but there's still other things that you can order next week because I think this weekend. I can't remember. There wasn't that much. I think this weekend. I don't think it's more Lumineth. I think it was maybe some Necromunda stuff that's going on pre-order this weekend or went on pre-order yesterday. But next weekend, it's all about the terrain.
Is that what goes? Is that what? Well, do you want to talk about the preview? You want to talk about last week's preview or next week's preview?
Oh, we
Yes.
can talk about last week's first before we go on to next week's stuff.
All right, so let's go to last week's preview. So the Codex show. Ba-doop. And there's some fancy pictures in here. I'm gonna skip over everything that's not a fancy picture.
Yeah, that's a good call.
So here we go. The first one, the Silent King. Dude,
Yeah.
that's a cool looking model.
Yep. It's gonna be super cool when it's in my army.
I hope it's really good. By the way, are you getting that thing from Sean?
Yes, I'm getting the
Good.
Lord of War Necron thing.
I'm glad because there was a lot of confusion about what was happening there. So,
Oh, right.
I'm confused as to what was what was happening there.
well, I believe so. It's a piecemeal Lord of War. It's the Tesseract Vault or whatever.
Yeah.
I forget what it's called. Anyways, the point is that Sean had one with missing parts, but still definitely serviceable.
Yeah, it's a few missing parts.
He just literally was like, "I'm just gonna sell it on Facebook," and I was like, "Why didn't you offer it to us?" And then he did, and then you bought it. So.
And then I bought it. And I hope I have a big enough MDF base that I can stencil for it because it looks like a honker. If anyone has not seen, it looks like a pyramid that is blown apart, kind of, and there's like pieces.
Oh,
like,
that thing's awesome.
yeah.
It's
So it looks like a
beautiful.
separate, and then you got the Khitan, that is in the middle, all like glowing.
It's a Satan.
It's I heard a pronunciation thing somewhere recently, and it's Khitan. Anyways,
wrong.
all right. Well, whatever. Those glowy guys, the star gods. Yeah. So it's missing that dude, which I'm just like, really? Come on, that's like the coolest part. But
That is
whatever.
the coolest part.
And then part of the little thing that goes over him that harnesses like all the tubies things together. And then one other little thing that is like whatever, doesn't matter. So but got the homie hookup, and I'm gonna have,
Homie hookup.
yeah, and then he gave me a good deal on it, and I'm going to convert up. Probably right now the plan is to take one of the Banshees. You can see here that I'm holding up for Age of Sigmar. Let's see.
Yep, we can see it.
Yep. She's kind of pointing up. She's ghostly. I'm gonna cut off the hands probably, and then put like a bunch of like tubey things going all over from her.
Do you have any old Denegras?
I do have old Denegras.
You should try to put her in that because Denegra's cool.
No, I'm not gonna do that. Anyone's not familiar, Denegra is one of the warcasters from War Machine, the classic Crix caster that debuffs everything.
that was some inside baseball there, gentlemen.
Yeah, that was
so I'm gonna keep scrolling. They do give some of the rules about it. I don't know if you're interested in doing that, but I'm interested is Ophidian Destroyers, which is like a destroy. It's like a wraith went to phase through a wall, but instead got phased into a destroyer.
One of the new destroyers, right?
Wraiths.
It's
like
the wraith tail with the destroyer body.
I like that it did a callback, but totally gave something new and updated.
Yeah,
I think that's pretty cool.
I think it looks really fun.
All right. Well, I'll hold it until you get to the new picture.
All right,
But
I'm gonna scroll so slow.
I
I'm gonna
totally.
scroll so slow.
Oh my gosh.
And ew, what is this dripping, fleshy looking Necron?
Oh, that's the new Flayed One models.
You called
I
it.
called it. Called
You,
it.
you called it. I can't believe they actually did make new ones.
And they look cool. They're all gross. There's a dude that has an arm just like hanging off his shoulder. So yeah, I'm super stoked about those guys. Hopefully they're gonna be Blender. Um, yeah, so those guys look pretty cool. I can't remember. There was a couple more new Necrons though. Two more characters, I believe.
Yes, there is aforementioned Chronomancer.
Is he the one that has a skeleton that's like being projected in front of him, or a
No,
skull?
he is the one that has a squid body.
Oh, that with like the Tesseract vault thing that he's holding in his hand. Or
Yeah,
like,
he looks like a combination of the Tesseract Vault plus those bad squids from the Matrix.
looks bad. Oh yeah, yeah, uh huh. Yeah, that's what I thought actually too. Totally reminiscent of the Squiddy McSquid thing. Sentinels, I think they were?
Sentinels, there we go.
Yeah.
Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah. The other new character though, super stoked about. So that guy, I think like he reduces movement or something like that. I think he's like a debuffer.
In your command
'cause he controls
phase,
time.
you can select one friendly dynasty unit within 9 inches of this model. Until the start of your next command phase, you can reroll charge rolls made for that unit and models that have 5+ invulnerability scores.
So they get up a 5-up and reroll charges. So
Yeah, that's the 5-up's the good part for sure.
yeah, for sure. And rolling with some Lich Guard, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the next new model is the one that looks like it is summoning a Minecraft monster.
Dude, that's gonna look awesome. I want more models or more things of that specific aesthetic of like the skull being put together with, instead of like a mist from Magic, it's like little tiles and looks like it's 8-bit.
Yeah,
I need more of that for my army.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And that's going to go so good with your Vaporwave.
Yeah, I was actually half tempted. There was a dark elf, like kind of looks like an assassin that came out last year that has some like kind of something a similar effect, but like as like kind of looks almost like splashing out from underneath. I was thinking about getting the model just so that to have that. I need more of that stuff in my life.
Who doesn't really?
And then they didn't really preview a bunch of new GW stuff other than the land speeder, but they did start.
You mean Space Marine stuff?
What did I say?
Yeah.
GW?
Oh, I'm sorry. Space Marine
That,
stuff.
that was a great Freudian slip though.
So for the Primera, they really just kind of went over rules. So that's kind of cool. But we're just going to scroll all the way down to the Heavy Intercessor. So the Heavy Intercessor, they revealed that it can take
Cool stuff.
the Hellstorm Heavy Bolter, I believe, right?
It's like 6 different types of bolters.
Yeah. Executioner Bolt Rifle, Executioner Heavy Bolter, Heavy Bolt Rifle, Heavy Bolter, Hailstorm Bolt Rifle, and Hellstorm Heavy Bolt Rifle.
The heaviest of all heavy hailstorm, haunt killer missile bullets shoot you in the face.
It's just interesting because
Bolter.
now they can be heavy rapid fire or assault.
Uh-huh.
They could be as damaging as AP-2 or damage 1, or as crappy as AP-0 damage. Which is interesting.
It's like, yeah, why would you take
But-
a squad, a
but-
three-man squad?
Well, I'll tell you why. Because it has it has the word core in it.
Is that really one?
Well, what I'm saying is, like, if now you have this limitation where the only way to get your Biffity buffs is to have the word core, right? And you want to max
Or
it.
another keyword that is tanks or dreadnoughts, or I just feel this is going to open up more design space
Maybe.
for different
Well,
characters.
okay. Well, the design space. Well, let's just hold on a second. Just hold on a
How
second.
boring, by the way, would it be to, instead of using cool guns, to use a lame gun just because you're going to get a tiny buff from somebody else?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're like, oh, well, I really need these guys to be more tactically flexible, so I'd rather that they have the assault or rapid fire, then at least they'll still get, and it'll maximize the number of units that will be within range of my, my reroll. So that might be why they did that.
Sure. Okay. We'll go with your conspiracy theory.
And then also the multi-melta guy who's pointing at you. That's what's important about him, is that he's pointing at you.
Isn't he
Core.
pointing at you?
They mentioned
Okay.
auras changing to not affect the characters themselves or vehicles list, but yes, Zidane, that is correct. Yeah, we kind of talked about this last Wednesday, that the new core rule means that if it doesn't have the word core, then it's not going to affect it, which would include oftentimes the ability giver themselves.
True.
Yeah. Which I don't really like that.
But let's talk
Yeah.
about the new Fly, the Storm Speeder. Hail
I
Strike.
actually really like it. It's flying, which is a good step up from the current stuff. It doesn't have wheels.
It's the good old fashioned land speeder.
I like it a lot. I really like it.
I think it looks
but
really
for
cool.
Primaris.
I got
Look
so
at
much.
you guys. I'm saying a Space Marine item looks cool.
I know. I was in shock. I didn't know if I should just immediately say that I don't like it so that we could argue, or if I should just agree. And the truth is that I agree. I like it.
I mean, if we all agree, I think that means everyone should run out and buy one right now because.
Well, I'm afraid that the rules will be garbage since it looks awesome. Because they don't need to have both. They can just have. They can have it crappy. If
Well,
it looks
but they have the rules right here. It's 9 power level. Here's the question.
That's not a rule.
That is a rule. 9 power level is part of the rules. It looks like. So it does have variable damage. It has a chart. So the more damage it takes, the worse it gets.
Wait, so it's going to have more than 10 wounds?
It has 10 wounds, exactly.
Are you serious? They give it 10 wounds and it degrades? That's sad.
Yeah. Degrades
That's
on
like-
6+, so 3 to 5 it goes down.
Poor baby.
It's got the hammer strike missiles, range 36, heavy 2, strength 8, AP -3, straight up 3 damage. Crackstorm grenade, 18, assault 1, strength 6, AP -1, D3. Melta destroyer, 24 inches, heavy 3, strength 8, AP -4, D6. Each time an attack is made with this weapon, target a unit within half range. That attack has a damage characteristic of D6 plus 2. If it can have the Raven Wing keyword if it's from.
Wait, D6 plus 2?
Yeah.
That's
So it'd be
like
a
the
minimum-
Melta, right?
It'd be minimum of
Yeah.
3. Yeah.
It just got
Yeah.
multiple. How many shots has it got?
How many shots? Heavy 3.
Yeah, so it's just like a slightly heavier heavy Melta.
So it looks like it has two different options though for the top weapon. The only thing, it looks like it also can have a last cannon, and it looks like it can have some sort of target array thing. But it doesn't look like you can put them in units of multiple. It looks like it's just a unit. Like it doesn't say 1 to 3. Like I believe land speeders you could have 1 to 3.
1 to 3 units?
1 to 3 land speeders in a unit, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, that's that.
That is that. It sounds cool. It looks cool. It's gonna go zipping around the board. Even more toys for Space Marines.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot.
You know what would be really nice? Since they're doing all this for Space Marines and Necrons, imagine if they had a splash like this for every race in 9th edition.
That would
I
be
mean,
that's impossible.
I
Would
don't
be
know if it
cool,
would be
right?
impossible. It would take a long time, but it would be super cool if everything was this big. Um, yeah, I would like to see more little constant splashes for armies instead of, oh, here's like 10 new things. All right, now you'll get something else maybe in 3 years. Why not? I would enjoy more of like getting 4 or 5 kits a year for every faction.
Hmm.
That way everyone has something to do and can continue updating their armies.
Yeah, we are friends now.
Oh, you can hear that?
Yeah.
That's that's kind of funny, actually.
Hold on, I'm counting numbers. I agree with you. I think that they do need to find some way to. I agree with you in principle, but I just don't know how people actually buy stuff. You know what I mean? Like, uh, maybe they're doing the stuff that people buy the most of, right? And that's just the way it is because
Well,
that's the way.
yes, they are
Well,
definitely.
yes. Yes.
Power
'Cause
level 9, regular speed levels are power level 5. So a single model unit seems likely. Yeah, it definitely. I don't see anything in there that says you're allowed to bulk them up. But I found that single land speeders make for good wasted points.
good wasted points.
Well, they. I mean, even if you take the Storm Strike land speeder or whatever it was, land speeder Typhoon, and you try to stay the 48 inches away, it's a real expensive thing that then you can't take advantage of the movement. And if you take the super cheap one, then it gets up in the face and maybe you get some points off of it, but it does the explosion pretty quick. So it's no bloat drone.
Ain't no bloat drone. That's
Ain't
for sure.
no bloat drone.
Dude, I love bloat drones, by the way.
They are fun.
Oh, does anybody actually know in the if the rule of threes happen? I think I bring it up every time, but I always forget to check before we go on air.
Yes, rule of threes applies for everything except for troops and transports.
Well, that's unfortunate. That's the worst rule in the game.
Yes, we know. You
I
want
will
to
never
make
get off of it.
Leviathans.
I'm on the highest of horses, and I will never get off of it saying that the rule of three is the biggest mistake.
What
ever.
do you mean I can't take 9 dreadnoughts that do 4d6 mortal wounds every turn?
Yeah.
It would just
What-
make them
What do
boring.
you mean I can't make that? What do you mean I can't take 14 Tarroxes and drop
I mean, you
No, I
can
can.
take
Those are
14
dedicated-
Taroxes.
without troop choices? Just
Oh
14
yeah, that's
Tarroxes.
another bad thing.
What do you mean I can't take 9 demon princes and hide them behind one?
Chimeras are cool again, though.
How's that?
Everyone's just dropping in a unit of guard into their chimeras and then going and sitting on points with them because they're still pretty cheap. They soak up a lot more wounds. They actually deliver a guard unit. Well, sometimes.
Well, sometimes.
Well, it's guard, so everything kind of crumples.
Yeah. Guard. We get there so the Space Marines can have lunch.
No, they're the first ones there. Space
Yeah.
Marines got lunch on our corpses.
You know what I need? I need a file.
Oh, cool.
Good thing I have one.
Something wrong with your toes?
Shut up. That's what your fingers are for.
So internet, how do you clip your fingernails? Is it with a nail clipper? Or do you use your flatback clippers? Because one of the cool guys here apparently doesn't own a single pair of nail clippers and has been trimming his fingernails with one of these for years. And notice I say just his fingernails.
No, No, you wouldn't. You can't use it on your toenails. That's ridiculous.
No, because apparently everyone can just
you just rip your
scrape
toenails off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, internet. Is that what you do? You just rip your toenails off because
Absolutely.
it's easy, right?
It's
Doesn't hurt, doesn't bleed.
Listen, I will give you guys a tutorial, a private tutorial.
No, I'm
Oh
good.
my god, I don't think we need that.
No.
You know, that could be extra bonus Patreon content.
Yeah.
Extra bonus Patreon content.
Post in the Discord if you want to see that, but it's not going to be a public channel. Like that.
Listen.
We got a new revenue stream.
Cool.
Simp for toys. Simp for toys.
Oh, all right. So off of that disgusting topic.
No, I think it needs to continue.
So new models. So we've covered pretty much everything that was announced in the Twitch stream, right?
I think so.
All
I
right.
think so. I trim with my flat nippers sometimes. Ha ha! Thank you, Roxy Derivator.
Oh my goodness.
That is
How much
wonderful.
did you pay you to say that?
Nothing, but the YouTube algorithm made me approve it, which is a hilarious thing. It was like, this comment needs your review.
Yeah, because even Google agrees. That's disgusting.
Listen, it's exercising your ability to trim curves, right? Like, it's just
Multiple things at once, right?
it's it's like, how should I say it? It's teaching you how to use your pliers with a greater effect.
Uh-huh.
Yep, that's what I'm going with. That's the story that I'm going with.
Well, it's practice, is what you're saying.
Yeah, it's flat back in practice.
Flat back in practice. That sounds inappropriate.
Okay, I need to do the magnet, which means I need my magnet butter knife.
Kidoki.
So this is a trick.
That magnet butter?
This is a trick that I use. A butter knife is one of my essential tools, and I will take my magnets and I will stick them to the butter knife while I use them, so that way that as I take them off, they are always in the same orientation, and I don't have to worry about them rolling around and then getting their positives and negatives mixed up as I use them. So I will put them on to a metal surface, which in this case is my butter knife. And that way it keeps the orientation of the magnet much easier. And if I'm super worried about it, if like things are really critical, then I will, using a black Sharpie, I will Sharpie the top of the magnet so that when I take it off, I still know what the correct orientation is.
Yeah, I always just do the Sharpie and just kind of do it. Like I'll stick in, like I'll try if I'm doing multiple arms on multiple vehicle units. So like if I'm swapping like a unit of these spider things out, right, for the Necrons, they got little things up top that all have to be magnetized, and it's multiple things. I'll be really careful about that, but if I'm just doing like a one arm, like the left arm, I'll just slap whatever magnet in the hole, and then whatever I want to put on top, I'll just let it attach and then do Sharpie on that end, and then I know the Sharpie end goes inside the model of the piece that's going to attach.
Yeah.
I just make a stack of them and I put them on the model, or like the piece that I'm gluing, and then I just keep that stack on until I do the next part.
You need to stack, rack and stack, huh?
Just rack
I
and
just
stack.
stack them. Just stack them.
Just rack and stack.
I do nothing as complicated.
Well,
I'm all about no complications.
I've made too many mistakes, so I take the extra precaution of making sure that they are aligned when I am not using them.
How many mistakes have you made tonight?
0. I'm on 0
I'm
mistakes.
impressed.
I'm on 0.
Wow.
In fact, I've corrected some mistakes from last time so far.
Oh my gosh!
So you're negative.
Well, I don't know if that makes it negative, but yeah. So we talked about Dang, Paul, I hope you have plenty to keep you busy. Did they say for how long? Oh, wait, what happened? What did I miss? Or, says Roxy, just make a magnet key with a piece of wood and a magnet. But I have my butter knife. I don't.
A magnet.
You should You should rename it a magnet key.
I stick magnets to the shade of my desk lamp. I could do that too. I have one right here. Yep, I could go up there. That's a same concept as the butter knife. Let's see. At Patrick Wilson, doing all right. Oh, you guys are just talking to each other. Enjoy your personal conversation. enjoy.
Talks amongst yourselves.
Talks amongst yourselves. Okay. The question is,
What is the question?
am I going to have to Dremel? That's the
Dremel.
question. I really don't want to Dremel.
No loud things on stream.
Well, obviously not on the stream. I would have to wait. I have to wait till the stream is over. By the way, how far into the stream are we?
We're about at stream 30, I think.
Whoa.
Stream 30. All right, so I can't wait any longer. I want to talk about it. Next week's releases. All the terrain, all the time. So we're getting some new Crusade material. So it looks like an expansion on Crusade. So if you're all about that RPG narrative in your 40K, you got some more of that now, which is, cool. I'm glad they're supporting that stuff. But then they're putting out a new mission pack that is focused more on using terrain and special terrain rules. And then they're putting out cards that are going to be data cards for different terrain types. There's a big pack, which I'm actually curious, and I'm interested in seeing these. And I'm hoping that there are some terrain types in there that are generic enough that you can just slap down that card on a piece of terrain, and then you got all the rules, everyone knows exactly what it is, and it's sitting right on there so you can't forget.
That would be pretty sweet.
That would be sweet.
I think that they'll be gigantic, though.
Well, I mean, how gigantic is gigantic when you're talking about a 40K table? I mean, just prop it up in place or set it up on the top tier of your building where nothing is going to go up there anyways. And you'll always remember what it is. And it can have multiple rules, and it can be fun. And it's not like, oh my gosh, now what did we say was on this one? It's like, just read the rules, dummy.
Yeah, I mean, like...
Do you think a human could actually just fill out a Post-it note like that?
Like, what was the thing that we were experimenting, Josh? We had, like, terrain dice.
Yeah, the terrain dice.
I had this problem with, the objectives, right? Because remember the old objectives in 7th edition, I think, had different rules. And I wound up buying, but at Adepticon, I bought this big set. I think there was 6 objective types, and I got 4 sets of each objective type, which was enough to cover like 90% of the games, because it was pretty rare that you got 5 or 6 of the same objective type, although theoretically you could. And then even having those things out, like this is the ammo dump and this one is the invuln save, it's just a lot of work. But I am glad that they are putting the data cards out, which is what we are showing right now on screen. I think that's going to make things a lot better. I think the new kit looks really cool.
You got new kits. I do like them. Very reminiscent of the very last set that came out. In fact, some of them are based on, like, the new 3-story building is actually based on kind of one of the kits from the last series. But I think that just means that you're going to have stuff that works together, but is different enough on the table. I'm glad there's another 3-story building, because it seems like we all need a lot more 5-inch plus terrain. Well, you guys might not, but it made me realize that I don't have a lot of very tall terrain, and I could use another 1 to 3 pieces of tall terrain, I feel.
Yeah, I think, like, I don't know. Terrain for me has always been such an essential part of the hobby that I've always had a lot of my own terrain, and I was always making my own terrain. So I just always assumed that like that must be true for everybody.
Well, and I live in an apartment by myself, and people don't come over and game at my place. And plus, I've only been in the hobby for back in the hobby for like 7 years, and you guys have been, going strong for quite some time. So I have a big bucket of terrain. In fact, I would say I have everything and more than enough for a table, except for I need a few more big pieces.
Yeah, yeah, but it looks nice. It's definitely gonna fit. Like one of the nice things that GW has done with their terrain is that they are modular packs. So when you buy the cathedral or any of the stuff, you can buy multiple packs and then you can reassemble them into your own building shape, which is kind of cool. So there's a lot of stuff that you can do that way, and it encourages you to buy a lot. And that has been true since even the bastions, right? Like you could theoretically, I don't know if you've seen those like giant walls that people have made out of the bastions, like you could put multiples of those together. You just have to make a square building. Zaidan says terrain cards are greater than laser cut tokens. Is that what you're trying to say? Saying SV +1, BS -1, I with dash obscuring, ladder scalable, arrow though lines breachable. No, terrain.
I like saying that.
Is he saying terrain cards are better or worse?
Terrain cards are better because it actually outlines what it is instead of having a piece of dice that is an icon that references something else that you have to remember.
Yeah, well, and it could get tipped over and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't like dice on a table for anything that you're except for rolling. I don't like when it's a marker of any type. Even for wounds counters, I don't really like it because they get knocked, they get lost, they get accidentally picked up.
Yeah, I agree. I do agree that cards are better. Hopefully it's enough though, right?
Yeah.
Like hopefully it is enough.
Well, yeah, hopefully. I mean, I don't think the new terrain rules are overly complex. Once you get the hang.
Mistake 1. I made a mistake.
Oh!
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Mistake uno.
Net zero.
Net 0. Well, I didn't tell you how many I had fixed, so you don't know what my net is.
I'm just gonna assume that it wasn't that many.
Yeah, I'm going with you, Josh, simply because Aaron didn't say how many is the net. I think it's net nothing.
It's net 2 because I fixed the two front feet.
You messed both of his feet up?
Yeah, I snapped both the extra pieces off.
Put the left foot on the right foot. The right foot on the left foot.
All right.
So, all terrain coming up. There's also the repacking of the cargo containers. You get 3 cargo containers and then some boxes and crates.
Or an old tractor.
There's 2 boxes with cargo crates.
It makes me sad. Like, I got tricked again. I got tricked by the fancy packaging, and I was like, oh, look at the cute little 41st Millennium tractor. And Big Aaron was like, yeah, you already own that. And I was like, oh, no, come on. They wouldn't do that to me. They wouldn't do that to me. And then you brought it up, and it's the same kit, except it's divided into 2, and it doesn't come with the crane.
I mean, it says that it's a repack even on the site. And the other items in there are all clearly have been around for years now.
Listen, but the fancy packaging is all that I focused on.
Yeah, it's in a new package, so you got to get it, right?
Well,
it's the same kit that's been around for. I know. I'm saying I get it. You see a new package and be like, "Ooh, that's a fresh sprue in there. I bet that smells great." Just like cracking a pack of magic cards.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Sometimes want to do that just for that smell.
That fresh sprue smell.
Yeah.
But no, it's a repack. But they're kind of cool. It does make me think like what it this is literally what I thought at first. I wonder how many of those little tractors I can get so that I can replace the wheels on my bikes with treads.
With tractors, with just the treads.
Yeah,
You gotta have tank treads.
the
Oh,
kind of.
you
Kind
don't
of.
have tank treads. You need some tank treads.
I have a problem.
Oh.
I
You
can't.
have Space Marines with wheels.
Well, yeah, I can't move forward without without tremoling at this point.
Ooh.
So I guess I'm just gonna have to do like mold line cleanup for half an hour.
Yeah, all I could do painting was airbrushing, but oh no!
Well, you could have prepped.
What do you mean?
Could
I
have
was prepped.
could have airbrushed before.
Before what? I have nothing but hours of airbrush ahead of me.
Oh,
Hours.
you could try to do it without the airbrush.
Oh. Airbrush without the airbrush?
Yeah, just get a straw.
Spray paint?
Just get a straw.
Get a straw.
Yeah, put some paint on the end.
It mix what you got. This is what you got to do. You got to get a straw, and then you get some dialed dish soap, and then mix it with your paint real well, and so that when you put it in the straw, you get like a nice bubble, and it'll pop. It looks the same, I promise.
Is it gonna like wash my dishes and get them sparkly bright too?
It-
Like, what's with the dish soap?
The dish soap is so that it makes bubbles. I thought, was that not clear?
Why do I want bubbles?
It's just so that you get a bubble of paint, and then when that bubble of paint hits the model, it looks just like you airbrushed it. This is not.
No, I don't think that's how it
This-
works
this
at
is not-
all.
This is not complicated.
No, that's very complicated. I think I'm just gonna stick with my airbrush, and I guess I'll just do it.
I don't know. Bubble painting seems to be the future to me.
Bubble paint. What is that? What is that painting where you like
Bubbles.
you put the film on top of the water and then you dip it in?
Hydro dipping.
Hydro dipping. Why are we not hydro dipping miniatures?
Remember when you were like water and dipping? Like you were just literally. You were literally there, man. You were literally.
I was
there.
literally there. I just didn't know the word. I didn't know it was hydro dipping. I want to hydro. Whoa! I turned that light on. I want to hydro dip. You know what? I want to hydro dip a tank. I wonder
What
if
if you did a whole army hydro dipped?
dude, I think I'm going to have to now. Okay,
It
what?
has to be big vehicles. Like I think Tau would be great for that.
What about Castellan robots? So they're called Castellans, right?
Castellans.
Castellans.
Yeah.
Those would probably work because they don't have a lot of hard edges. They're
I
kind
don't
of
know.
soft.
They don't have a lot of. I don't know. Maybe I think bigger like vehicles would be better. Like definitely.
Eldar vehicles.
Eldar vehicles could
They
work for
would be.
sure. That would be good.
Hydro dip works best on flat stuff. Maybe Eldar tanks. Zydan, you and I we're like cyclically linked. Like
Well, that was
like
what I was thinking that
lit-
Tau might be.
literally psychically linked. Have any of you, Zydan, have you guys tried hydro dipping? Zydan,
Seems pretty advanced.
message redacted. What did you write that was redacted, sir?
Ooh.
What did you write?
Saying naughty things.
Y'all remember blow pens? That's what I was talking about, Roxy. That's exactly what I was talking about. Was blow pens? Yes.
I'm not gonna blow pen my models.
That's what I was referring to.
Were blow pens where you made the balloons out of that super thick smelling? Oh no, what was that?
No, blow pens. It was just literally like you took a piece of paper and you blew paint, and it went.
Yes, I remember that.
It went in cool patterns.
But do you guys remember those nasty balloons that you would make? You'd put some sort of nasty polymer on the end of a
yeah,
spoon.
yeah. Those were
That
gross.
smelled terrible.
I wonder how many kids inhaled instead of exhaled.
Ew. Oh, that's really funny. So let's see. Forge World stuff. New guns for your Titans.
Probably.
New paint schemes that make you want to spend thousands of dollars to buy the Titan and then another $1,000 to have it painted that way.
Yeah, but they're probably the most economical to get painted. Dollar per
pound.
Yeah.
Dollar. I have no idea how much people charge to paint a Titan. I have no freaking idea. Can I attach?
I don't think it's going to be cheap.
Can I attach this without? Oh, I have more stuff I can work on. I have more stuff that I can work on.
We knew you had it in you.
Because
you guys want a level update?
Oh yeah, level update.
All right.
I am level 25 now.
Level 25. Go arbitrary level.
I thought that you were saying, like, this game is so much better because you can't beat it too fast. Stop it, Light. I don't want you. Stop turning on.
Yeah, it has 100 levels and it starts to get slow. As any game does when you're leveling.
Okay. So you know what I'm not going to do on this miniature?
What?
Make a mistake.
Have a guy... Well, that's been done.
So wait, we've decided the next project is blow pens and hydro dipping, though.
Yes, blow pens and hydro dipping is our next project.
Nice.
I have to figure out how to paint models with blow dipping and hydro blow dipping.
Blow dipping.
You got that blow dipping
with blow
can't wait
pens
to
and
see
hydro
that.
dipping. There's actually, I know that there's a couple types of hydro dipping. There's one where you're like there's actually like a thin sheet of plastic that you're putting on things, and there's another where you're putting like spray paint on it.
Spray paint, really?
Yeah. So there's people were doing it with like their tennis shoes. Roxy, I want to see this message that I have to thing. Roxy to Riveter, blow pen your friggin' model now. I don't have the equipment. I'm sorry.
Go blow your model.
Yeah, so there's a way to do it with spray paint, and then there's a way to do it with like a plastic polymer. I would assume that we would need to do the spray paint version. It's super big in prop construction. Last year, I want to say it was making the rounds for putting like awesome textures onto props.
It's kind of like vinyl wrapping your car, but for smaller objects.
Oh yeah, I love vinyl wrap cars. They have what's it called for vinyl wrapping? There's another. What's the other name for it?
Hydro wrapping.
Yeah, hydro. Just put hydro in front of anything. It sounds wonderful.
I hydro wrapped my son's room. Didn't you just put up wallpaper? No, I hydro wrapped it. Yes, your hatch is going to be closed because the person sticking their head out doesn't have a helmet. So, I am the tank commander, and I will not allow anybody without a helmet to stick their head out of the hatch. Therefore, the hatch remains closed. Also, I don't want to paint the guy.
Why not? You don't want a tank commander?
It's not even a tank commander. It's like some guy holding a gun and waving. He's literally waving. He's waving at somebody. I don't like it.
He's saying, hey, you. This is a distraction.
Literally. Blue option 1. Gunner waving hello.
No.
Yes. Option number 2. Gunner shooting his gun. Option number 3. No gunner. I'm going with the no gunner.
As well you should.
Since when has anything waved hello in 40K?
He's literally waving hello. And now
we should name him, since he's the only 40K model that waves hello.
We should put that. What we should do is we should like stick that arm out of something else. Taking a shower equals hydro wrapping. Touche, Roxy. Touche.
Love it.
What if you just had a giant sheet, like a really, really thin sheet of soap, and when you got in the shower, you got wet, and then it just hydro wrapped you with the soap. Give him a sword. No. Why would I like? This hello arm might be the most special arm ever made, because we have to think of something amazing to put the waving hello arm on, like Abaddon. What if it was just Abaddon waving hello?
Think a little nid.
A little nid.
Make
Hello.
it nice.
165. 165.
What's 165? Oh, that's the part number.
It's the part. It's the part number. It's the level that I've gotten to.
In part making?
Since starting tonight's stream. Let's see. I believe that we have gone through everything except Big Aaron's review of the new Fat Mat.
Oh, you all might know a little company called Table War. Table War! They make a couple really cool products, actually. I originally found them because they make these really cool cases that have like a clear plexiglass front, and they have nice shelves in them. They're very, very sturdy. They travel well. Little on the heavy side, but it's really because they're just so durable.
See my video, I should be painting, posted today.
Oh,
You got some Table War in there?
I do. It's all
Nice.
about one of our users asked a question, how should I travel with my metal miniatures? And so I did a whole I should be painting episode just on their question, going over all of the different case technology that I am familiar with and that I have used, and I featured the Table War display tower as one of my favorite choices.
Excellent. So you all, after watching this, should go watch the I Should Be Painting. Oh, I just stabbed myself. That's cool.
Oh, can I see?
Yeah, I'm all
is
bloody.
it pretty?
It's all pretty, like blood is pretty. So
Quick! Get some contrast medium, and let's see if we can make contrast paint out of it.
out of my blood?
Yes.
Only the finest blood.
No, that's all right. So what were we talking about before I just stabbed myself?
Your new
Getting
mat.
woozy.
Your new mat.
Oh, that's right, the new mat. So Table War, they make awesome cases. They also make a rig to take photos, a sweep and whatnot for you to take pictures.
We
of
use
your
it.
minis. But they also make the best gaming mats for your table. You know, the nice little mats that go under and make it look like you got grass or rock or lava fields or all that good stuff. They, from what I recall, they were actually the first, right, Aaron?
Yes, he is the inventor of the mouse pad giant mat that you use for and it was he did a lot of work.
Inventor.
The inventor. Yep. Friend.
Hey, how many
Friend of the
mats
channel.
do we have from them?
You guys have bajillion.
Like at least 12, I'm thinking.
Not all of them are from him.
No, but a lot of them are.
I think we have almost his entire collection of 4x6 mats.
And now you're gonna have to get the entire collection of 60 by 44 mats,
Incorrect.
which is what I did. No,
Incorrect.
absolutely correct.
Incorrect.
Because this thing, so I got it because 40K, 2,000 point armies, they recommend to do this new size, right? So of course, I got all the old ones just like everyone else. And I had gotten maps from them before, primarily for Kill Team, those size mats, a little bit smaller ones. And I think I got one for Warcry, but it's because same size as Kill Team. So the new one, I cannot tell you how detailed, like very detailed with crisp images, this map is. Mine is a ruined city block, so you kind of have some rubble and what looks like kind of streets. You got some kind of outlines of where buildings used to be. And if you look at it from above, it looks like there's terrain on the table.
Really?
It's really cool looking. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And made from that very good mouse pad material, actually a little bit thicker than some of the modern mouse pads that have gotten kind of very thin and flimsy. So highly recommend them.
Well,
They're one of the first that are putting them out for the new map size. from the originators. Also, they are heavily involved with Nova and the Nova charities, right?
Yes, I believe so. He's involved in a lot of things. Doug, War Boss Doug, is involved in a lot of things. I know that he just changed housing locations, so we haven't heard from him in a while. But hopefully he will be joining us soon. I texted him today because I was looking for some promotional photos of the tower with like a fully kitted army out in it. But then I just wound up using a video from his website because he was not available. Zydan says, got the grassland version from the Kickstarter. Zydan, how do you rate it? Do you agree with our assessment?
Oh, Table, did they do a Kickstarter for these?
Apparently so.
Oh,
Maybe back in the day.
Back in the when was the day?
It was a Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah. Back in the day was a Wednesday.
Ooh, now it's time.
Bleeding.
Now it's time to put on all the little doohickeys. I kind of want to wait though.
Greeblies.
Yeah, the greeblies.
Your accoutrement.
The accoutrement, as one would say. Well, let's see. We got 15 minutes left, so let's pick what we want to do. I think I want to put. I'm gonna put the back of the turret on and the antennas. I think that's what I'm gonna do now. Back of the turret and the antennas. I don't think that will be a problem with mounting the guns later on. I gotta cut some channels out with my Dremel. By the way, my Dremel, cordless micro Dremel. Most importantly, it has a variable chuck on the front of it, so that you don't have to change the piece every single time that you want to change your bit. It has just like a normal screw chuck on, which is I highly recommend both of these things. One, the cordless Dremel is fantastic, like just amazing, and then if you get the variable chuck, that's even better. It makes it super easy to use. You can go back and forth. I'm not even kidding. You can go from, a drill bit this small, which is small enough for pinning miniatures, up to, something like I have one on there, like a grinding wheel, without needing to change chucks. And that is great. And having the cordless version with the charger is just amazing. It also has a light on the front, a ring light.
Ooh.
So if you don't have a Dremel, or if you do have a Dremel and you want to upgrade it, I strongly recommend the Dremel Micro. It is one of my favorite Dremel products.
Sponsor of Cool Guys Nation.
Just general.
But wait, we gotta figure out what is our sponsor for this week. Remember, we have to do that.
Oh, okay. We are
Contrast Blood Paint.
Sponsored by Contrast Blood Paint. Did you cut yourself while working? Don't let your blood go to waste. Mix it with your contrast medium. It's like blood for the blood god, but actually summons demons.
Wow.
I didn't know my blood had that perk.
Now you do.
Well, it's only when you mix it with the contrast paint medium.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
okay.
That's what does it.
Cool.
That's what does
the missing part of the ritual.
I put too much glue.
Is that another mistake?
Not really, no.
So what's going on, since we only have a little bit of time left, in Marvel Crisis Protocol land? Anything new coming out?
Well, the stuff that just came out, so now Ghost Rider, Doctor Strange, and who else? I think it's Wong is the buddy that comes with Doctor Strange, and then let me see.
Doctor Strange sounds cool.
Doctor Strange is the leader of the Defender, and it's really cool. It lets him change his team, change the
Keyword.
what type of attack.
Oh, that's
So
nice.
you can change energy to physical or to like mental or whatever. So it's pretty sweet actually.
So in Marvel Crisis Protocol, you have different types of attacks: energy, physical, and psychic. And then everybody has a defense against energy, physical, and psychic. So it's actually a pretty big deal because a lot of the characters are min-maxed, right? Like they're usually not like all threes across the board. It'll be like, a 1 defense against psychic, which is really bad, and a 4 defense against physical, which is really good. So if you're able to change that on the fly,
to attack whatever is the weakness.
To attack whatever the weakness of your opponent is, that's actually a kind of a cool thing.
Yeah, it's really cool, and his model's really awesome, so that doesn't hurt.
His model is awesome. It looks like he's floating, and he's got that cool ring thing. His model was shown at. Unfortunately, it's good news, bad news. It's like it's cool that it's coming out, but it was all shown at Comic-Con? No. The summer the summer convention. The big summer gaming convention.
Gen Con?
Gen Con, thank you. All the next 6 months of models are pretty much shown at Gen Con.
Yeah.
Got it.
So like they got the Punisher, Kingpin, like all that stuff coming up.
Yeah. So we actually, I think we talked about it a couple months ago. Like we've already seen the models, we just haven't been able to buy them. The question is whether or not they're going to continue to pre-release undisclosed models. That would be a nice feature for them to continue to do.
I mean, I just think it's interesting, like how far out those miniatures were like supposed to come out, like what, 6-8 months from now, and they were already ready and printed, which is interesting.
And in some containers somewhere, ready to actually go.
Yeah.
But maybe.
Okay. That was a mistake.
Uh-oh, mistake.
We should have like a little
counter.
That I just said both of those things earlier today.
Yeah, it's too bad that like streaming software doesn't have interactive functionality.
Yeah, that's true.
Where are the magic cards? Says Michael Garcia. Michael Garcia, I don't know where the magic cards are.
Bro, I got some great tools this week.
Guess what I do have right here, just for you, Michael Garcia.
Ooh, what you got?
The best birthday present that I've ever received, which is this awesome hand-drawn Boba Fett card back with an original Boba Fett model in it, drawn by none other than Michael Garcia, which hangs prominently in my office.
That is super cool.
I've seen it. It's true.
So we can talk about some Magic since Michael is here.
Yeah.
Josh, you want to get in on that?
Zendikar Rising just came out for pre-release on Friday. I picked up a little pre-release box and got some sweet stuff. I've got the thing that's breaking Arena Online right now, which is a creature that doubles itself. It's cool.
Doubles itself.
It has landfall. Every time you put a land into play, it creates a 1/1 creature. But if you have 6 creatures or 6 lands, when you put it into play, it doubles itself. And now the mechanic where you can mutate comes into play.
Ooh, what's that?
Mutate is basically you put another creature on or under your current creature, and then that becomes a new creature. Well, it actually will copy over all the traits that the one that's doubling has, which means that we're going to have a really sweet card duplicating itself all the time. So it'll have a bunch of new triggers, and it'll have trample, flying, whatever you gave it in the first place, which is just super cool.
That does sound very cool.
And then they have the new dual lands, which are flip lands. So typically a dual land is a card that you play that gives you 2 mana types on the same card, with the exception of the really old ones. There's a penalty for playing them. Either they come in tapped, or they have some sort of tax on them, like you have to pay life, or they only function if you control other cards. So they've come out with a new one, which is what I like to refer to as a flippity floppity, and that is when you play it. Let's say it's a plains and a swamp, so it's a white and a black. At the time that you play it, you get to decide which one you want, whether you want a plains or a swamp. So it suits the purpose, but it does not flip at a later time, nor does it, give you access to both colors. So
I like it.
Josh is super into it. I think it's just okay. Like it obviously is going to go into every commander deck because there's no reason not to, right? Like you just replace one of the basic lands. Does it have the basic land type?
I do not believe it does.
Okay,
So
that's a bummer because it makes it harder to fetch.
right.
But it's
But if you're gonna fetch for something like that, you're just gonna fetch for a swamp or a plains.
Well, no,
Right.
because there's some dual lands. I miss you too, Michael. There are some dual lands that have basic land type in addition to its
right.
addition.
Yeah,
so
like the shock lands, right?
I think the shock. Yeah, I think the shock lands are basic. But other ones don't. And there's some fetch lands that just let you fetch a land, and most of them let you fetch a basic land. So
Yeah, but I'm saying that card only comes in and only lets you have one or the other, right?
it only lets you have one or the other, and if it doesn't have a basic, then it doesn't synergize with some of the other dual lands that require a basic and whatnot. Michael says they are really good. Fetch lands are way out of budget.
Yes.
Well, I mean, if your good is predicated on budget, then yes. If good is just predicated on what is actually better, I don't know if they're better. That's all I'm saying. Fetch lands are expensive.
You're right.
Expensive.
But who doesn't want their budget their budget to actually work? I do.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see what the Commander Quarters has to say about it, and then I'll just repeat what he has to say.
Good plan. You won't be wrong, man.
Exactly. I think he's my favorite Commander YouTuber, and he deserves a lot more subscribers than he has. If any of you play Magic out there other than Michael and you're not watching the Commander's Quarters, you should watch it. What else do they say? They are really... Oh, no. Same comment. All right. Well, we are approaching the 90-minute mark, and I have gotten to the point where I cannot make further progress without dremeling out the areas that I need to dremel out for the magnetizations that I have put into place, which means that it is time for me to close my bottles and set the project aside. I'm thinking that I will probably have this tank completed by our next live stream, and we will be starting on a new project.
What's next?
It depends on whether or not I want to paint or build. So if I want to paint, then I might move over to the Gene Stealers. And if I want to build, then I'll probably finish building up the boxes of terrain that are sitting right over there.
Did you finish building all of the Space Marines in the Indominus box set?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's been done for weeks.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
It's been done for weeks. The reason why I haven't painted them is because I need to get this tank painted or I need to get this tank assembled, and then I can airbrush everything together.
Okay.
But I'm kind of burnt out on on the purple paint for a while. Yeah. So I want to move on to some other color. Oh, I have something really fun to share, actually.
What?
This is really cool. This is super cool. There is another channel called When Geeks Craft, and they do really fun things with a laser cutter. Particularly, they make maps, but they use this brand of epoxy of resin that I had never heard of before, and using their discount code, I got a giant bag of pure pearlescent colors. So these are all pure colors that can be mixed with contrast paint and contrast medium. But also they can be mixed with resin. But the thing is that they have no acrylic binders in them. They have no other chemicals in them. They are the straight, pure pearlescent powders. Unfortunately, the blue one opened in the bag, but
that sucks.
yeah. So everything is blue sparkly. But my plan is to see if I can make some fun pearlescent contrast paints.
Interesting. Oh, I can't wait to see that.
Yeah. So maybe I'll get that ready for next week.
Very cool. All right, friends.
Well,
hold on. We need to get an update, don't we?
wait, all right, update. Hold on, Zidane. Do you have a look at RTX voice for noise filtering for Dremel airbrush if you want to be able to do that during streams? Yes, we will take a look at that.
We will indeed.
And then I'm gonna do nothing. He's gonna do nothing but airbrush, and I'm gonna do nothing but Dremel.
All day. Constant.
Just live stream all day. Update. Josh, what level are you?
I am level 30.
So you gained exactly 20 levels in an hour and a half.
Yep.
Let's see. I left off on part number 172. So my level is 172. Aaron, what's your level?
My level is umpteen guardsman.
Umpteen Guardsman. Excellent. Well, thank you all so much for joining us this Sunday evening. Remember to like and subscribe. Hit that bell button if you haven't. Sup, Germs. I'm so sorry. We are just ending the stream now. But welcome, I guess. There is a new video up if you want to check that out. I should be painting. Has a new video today if you haven't seen it. And if you are not subscribed, please do subscribe. We are close to 8,000 subscribers. And once we hit that 8,000, we are going to be giving away the Indominus box set. So as always, we'll see you on
the table.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Probably shouldn't wave with a sharp thing in my hand since I already stabbed myself once.
You'll be able to make more contrast paint.
Well, I'm going to do pearlescent blood.
Ooh. Well, there you heard it. You heard it first. We got
super Slaneshi.
We got hydro shower soap and pearlescent blood paint.
We should put them together.
Bye, everybody.
Pearlescent blood paint.
Hydro blood.